So, GM, do you have an opening bit for us?
Of all the responsibilities that I've seen you have to shoulder for these 96 previous episodes, where you were exclusively the dungeon master and us your loyal players, opening bits truly must have weighed the heaviest.
Okay, here is Tom Waits.
I hate this.
Here's Tom Waits singing about Hades 2, the sequel to Hades.
No.
It's
gonna have costume.
I get to kill Kronos, and I learn from a witch.
Going to kill the concept of time. Going to have costume options.
Dueling Waitses. This is hell.
I look good without a shirt, cause I'm going out west.
God.
Nazarius in your agrius. Welcome to our new podcast, The Waitsing Room.
No, it's not that.
I'm Tom Waits.
It isn't.
Singing a song.
Welcome to the final episode of Hell Grinders.
I'm waiting for this shit to end.
Upon a rowboat.
Thank you all for listening.
And I paddle.
Please run the music.
River.
Please run the
We
music.
paddle. The river.
Hello, welcome to RPG Pals Club episode this one. This is our final foray into Hell Grinders, game by Ken Lowry and Rachel Stevens. You can pick it up at bannerlessgames.itch.io or positronicwoman.itch.io. Check out all the other great games that Bannerless Games has published. It's just what a lineup. We've played other ones on the show. This one is based on the Lumen system. And it's the final one. We're going to do it. We're going to fight the Demiurge. So we're back in that really boring room with our friend Manuel Video. And he says, you've all done exceeded expectations is really the word for it. And gosh, wouldn't I just love to give you a reward for I send you out on what we hope is the final mission.
Mm-hmm.
Our good friend, the Forge Master, has he's cooked up something nice for you. He wants to give you all access to the special collection.
Ooh.
The Forge Master is back in that big cairn room that Manny leads you into, and he is sort of gesturing towards a hole in space.
Mm-hmm.
And you get from his gestures that you stick your hand in the hole and you will receive a random weapon with a random tag. This will be a harm 3 weapon.
Ooh, very nice.
So who's gonna stick their hand in the hole?
SPACEHOG 64 rolls up, pushes the other two out of his way, and just thrusts his hand right in there.
It feels cold and metallic for now, but then you roll a d6.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, now roll a d12. 2d6, sorry.
2d6, okay. That's a 6.
Okay. You pull out your hand and then you continue to pull it. You realize there's a very heavy weight at the end of one hand, so you get your other hand in there. You find purchase and a sort of handle. You pull out a chain gun, multiple barrel. I mean, this is the heavy weapons guy's special.
Yes!
And you see sparks jumping across the barrels. It is electrified.
Nice.
The Forge Master nods as if in recognition.
SPACEHOG nods back and says, "How expensive will it be to fire this weapon?"
He sort of slaps his knee. It's the exact same animation as the engineer.
Okay.
Ton, so
Right.
While I appreciate the gesture, I think I will be sticking to my reliable weapon.
Yeah, he nods, crosses his arms, but then also gestures towards the anvil. If you want to get another tag, another immutable, you won't be able to change this one, but it'll be in addition to.
In addition to my other 2 tags.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Well, in that case, I do not see one. Roll random for this one as well.
please do. 2d6.
2d6. That is a 7.
Cool. He slams the hammer down, and you maybe play a note or two, and you can see the strings sort of sizzle and fizzle and pop as if they were fuses that never really end. It's explosive.
Oh, that's curious.
Please don't kill us.
How is that going to work with this? I am kind of a support class. We'll see how this works.
All right, well, I am going to go last then, says Luke the character, as Luke the character sticks his hand into the hole. I got a 2 and a 9.
Yeah, you stick your 2 hands in there.
I have 4 hands.
Yeah, the 2 hands per hand.
Uh-huh.
And you do feel the extra hands sort of melt away, but also reform, solidify around your hands. And I'm trying to think of what holy gauntlets look like. And is it too extreme to say that it looks like you have stigmata?
I mean, you could just say that I look like I stuck my hand in those wax casts and like pulled them out and they're pearlescent.
Okay, with red on the palms. I didn't know how gnarly I wanted you would be comfortable with. I know how gnarly I want to be, but this is also your physical form.
This is Luke Herr, the character's physical form. Luke Herr, the character who died playing Pokemon Go, and I am also aware that if I die playing Pokemon Go in real life, this will be horribly ironic. So that's why I'm going to say something impossible that won't happen. I died on the day that Half-Life 3 came out.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Okay, so then your hands are glowing, and also from certain angles, you can see a bloody spike through each.
Aw, do y'all believe that I'm Luke? And I stick a finger into each hole. Doubt this.
The Forge Master does a gesture that implies he is denying you 3 times.
Aw,
Is that what Luke did?
you mean
No?
no?
Luke's an apostle, right?
Yes, but he wasn't one of the disciples.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I almost asked you more questions, but
Sam, I didn't place today in a Christmas trivia contest, and I'm honestly like sore about that. So please let my pointless knowledge find purchase for you. Because beyond that, the only other thing that I've done today is argue about whether or not AI-generated art is art. And that's a whole bunch of complicated stuff. That's real hell. And that's where you're going to be in Hades too.
So the Forge Master kind of taps his chin as if he's not quite sure that the joke he did actually lines up with the Bible.
It does not, and canonically, I, Luke the character, says Luke the character, am very biblically knowledgeable, even though ultimately that was wrong and pointless.
So Manny Vids strolls up to you on his cyber spider legs. It's great. Looks like you're all equipped, so if you could just follow me, we're going to get you to the next. Now, I know our last sort of methods of transportation were a little rough in that I just kind of kicked you out the door. But well, getting to the Demiurge is going to be a little more complicated. He gestures to a door, and you open it, and it's like a long tunnel pointing upwards. It looks kind of rifled. It's like, so we're going to shoot you from this gun. The gun itself is powered by
love.
I don't like saying this, but cherub milk.
Cherub milk.
Actually, in mythical times, they did mistake the effects of cherub milk for love as opposed to just hormonal overload. But anyway, so it's going to help the gun and its ammunition, i.e. vibrate on the frequency beneath dimensions that the Demiurge sort of operates on, but also occupies and is. So you're going to the Demiurge, and you'll also be in the Demiurge. Part of the effect of the gun is it's going to turn concepts into reality. Look, I'm going to shoot you from a gun, and you're going to be inside a really giant guy.
Sorry, Manny. I'm just bothered by the concept of cherub milk.
I didn't want to say it.
Well, because it's like a bunch of heads and wings. Because like the cherubs were their fat babies.
Oh yeah,
Like that's just appropriation of Cupid.
Yes.
And I almost fell into that one famous painting that had the two cherubs at the bottom, IRL, like back when I was alive.
like fell it like the physical object or like a Mario.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the museum and it's like, wow, this is really nice. And then I just had that thing where like people get overwhelmed in front of works of great art, and I almost like completely lost my footing and was able to like catch myself on someone else. And it was like, yeah, that's that fucking baby that like people. That's those two angels who look like they're hanging out on like a stoop are from.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, and these aren't those. Like you said, these are sort of multiple goat faces with wings. Well, believe it or not, there's some teats in there.
They got some mommy milkers.
He shoots you with a gun.
Oh, you can't stop me with a fucking gun.
Sorry, that just happened to go off. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, go ahead.
That's your judgment, Manny. Manny Video. I appreciate it. I want to give Manny a hug.
You give Manny a hug. He's cold. That's not blood that he's running on anymore. Clammy.
He's a clammy mammy, Manny.
He's a clammy mammy. So, been a pleasure working with you all. If all goes well, then there will finally be peace on Earth and throughout the all-known existence as all falls to silence.
I can't believe we're getting all this by killing one of the young Avengers. All right, let's go.
Just shoot me into the Demiurge already.
Yeah. All right, so you get into the gun.
We pile into the gun.
You know, theoretically, if we hold hands, we're less likely to get separated when we go into the Demiurge.
That is technically true.
Space Hog, you want to hold hands?
All right. Space Hog grabs your hand and says to the fort, "Put the teleporter here."
That got me. You all get into the gun. It looks like the POV from a James Bond opening.
VL, you want to hold hands?
No, if we get separated, I think that's just the way it's going to be.
You know, fair enough.
Closes behind you. It was definitely a regular office door, but what closes behind you is, you know, like when you load a torpedo into that thing that we've all done, load a torpedo into a submarine.
You do it on like the second day of first grade.
A common thing.
Yeah, it's like whatchamacallit. It's also like quicksand. It's just one of those things that you run into a lot as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
How to escape quicksand, how to load a fucking torpedo, you know.
And Wolfman's got nards.
And the gun fires. Flying past you is the Earth's landscape. You see the ravages of the armies of hell and heaven, writhing flesh cities and metallic cold trains dropping from the sky. It's a scene, man. It's really Hieronymus Bosch hours down there.
Is there a little guy just taking a shit?
There's a little guy just taking a shit. There's a little guy playing his trumpet with his butt. It's also a bit of a Mad Magazine fold-in. As you move faster and faster and look below you, the landscape seems to shift and fold in on itself, and now you see the face of Alfred E. Newman. What me worry? And then faster and faster you go, and you break through the atmosphere, you break through space itself, and now it's what was wind blasting past your face, and then what was the cold vacuum of space blasting past your face is now warm and sticky and bad. You look around. Beneath your feet is like a wet bog of like cilia. Like it's like if shag carpet was made of guts, because this is the shag carpet of guts. You find yourself within an intestine of the Demiurge, crawling above you in this wet, cave-like writhing space. I'm going to say writhing so many times.
No, that's expected.
Mm-hmm.
The body does tend to writhe.
Mm-hmm.
Big flesh cave. You see just a cool dozen little spiders in your immediate vicinity. And with them are two much, much larger spiders. And you hear a clamorous noise coming from either side of you. You have reached your destination. It's time to unleash the... I didn't have an end to that sentence. Do hell grinder stuff.
Grinders, let's get a grinding.
A cool dozen spiders
Mm-hmm.
and two big boy spiders. These are mother drones.
Ooh.
Whoever would like to act first may.
Yeah, I'll go. I appreciate that there are spiders here that we get to fight. I feel like it wouldn't be enough of a fantasy thing without killing them. Plus, I get to roll with my new Stigmaulers.
Oh, that was good.
So, thank you.
Kudos.
So, first thing I'm going to do is drop a Crucifixorious!
All right.
And Hot Dog, I rolled a 6. So that means I could hit 6 enemies for 2 harm. Or how many enemies are there?
There are a total of 14. That's 12 baby spiders and 2 mama spiders.
All right, well then I want to throw 2 of those at the mamas and then the remaining 4 at the babies. That's for 2 each.
Okay. So 4 of these spiders, the babies, just sort of explode.
They explode.
Really nice, satisfying squish.
Oh, God, I have not been able to squash anything for a while like this. That just feels good, you know? All right, and I'm going to punch one of these boys.
Yeah, punch one of the big boys or little boys?
Oh, go to punch a big boy.
Yeah.
6 is the highest that I got.
I think that this one sort of dropped, both of them dropped to the floor as you crucified them. And I think you just went for a classic setup. It was in the air. You've got juggles. You went for your dragon punch. And you just shoryukened its head off.
Nice.
The real hell is having to watch people play dive kick and they have the volume turned all the way up.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. I've been to that hell before.
All right, so we've got 1 big spider and 8 little ones left.
Now, I can take my action first, then use my powers, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So I am going to take my action, rev up my minigun, and mow some fuckers down.
All right. I feel like it takes strength to hold up your big ol' gun.
Yeah.
So give me a strength roll.
Shit, I rolled a 5. 5 is the highest roll.
5 is the highest. That succeeds. Were you aiming in particular at the big boy or just the mob?
I think I'm going to aim at the big boy.
Okay. You fucking shred through the remaining large spider. Just, it's liquefied before you even realize it's happening. A couple of bits of lightning sort of branch off and cook another 2 of the little guys.
Okay. All right. How many guys are left now? So that's, 6?
That's correct. We have 6 little spiders. And don't worry, there'll be more stuff.
Okay. I'm going to try to melee attack with my big old minigun and use Bloody Arc. Cleave my enemies with a great bloody swing of my weapon, dealing 1 harm to all nearby enemies.
Yeah, so you get up in the shit with all these spiders. I'm going to say you can take out 3.
Okay.
So 3 spiders remain. The sound is getting closer. It sort of sounds like the trampling of hooves. The STRATTI, you're the last one to act. There are only 3 spiders visible right now.
Indeed. So might as well use my more basic attack and shred these last few remaining spiders to ribbons. I'll use one of my beat and just get rid of these. And I assume that is a savvy roll to...
Oh, you said you were just going to shred to ribbons?
Yes, I'm going to shred to ribbons using...
Oh, yeah, you just do that.
I just do that.
Yeah, you play a note and...
I do have 3 tags on this weapon, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, but luckily I'm going to say, to save my brain space, those don't affect your powers. So you play a note. I mean, it affects the flavor of your powers. We get that death metal growl and the holy sort of choir harmonizing. The sound swirls around. It sort of looks like a dang Beyblade, and it carves through the remaining baby spiders. Good job, y'all.
Excellent.
Wow.
I don't think anybody took any damage there.
Yet.
But, and...
So yeah, here is what happens next. You hear that rumbling, that clamoring sound, and emerging into your view are 2 cyber goats. They're as big as double-decker buses. They have 6 tremendous legs each, flesh mixed with steel, mixed with not flesh from that guy. Like, that flesh came from somewhere else. But as they approach and actually slow down, and you hear the thundering sort of stampede noise over that fleshy bog feeling under your feet, you still hear rumbling. That's because the walls are vibrating, and before you know it, they're emitting it looks like clouds are following the goats. You realize the Demiurge is using the power of Baal, his domain of storms. A lightning storm passes through each of you. Luke, you take 1 harm. The lightning jumps then to SPACEHOG, who takes 2 harm. And then finally to STRATTI, who takes 3.
Thea, how you doing there?
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, everyone has significantly more health than me.
The goats look extremely ready to deal with your shit, but now I want everyone to give me 1d6.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
5.
Oh, shit.
That is a,
Okay.
that is a 3 for me.
So 6, 5, and 3.
Yes.
That's a 14.
That's a 14. That's actually going to be enough to make it through the next stage. So what's going to happen as the storm passes through you and the goats rumble? You spot behind them a gaping. That's the wrong. Well, no, it's not. Because first it's a gaping hole and then it shrinks, and it's a gaping hole and then it shrinks again.
It's a sphincter.
You remember from that one Magic School Bus episode, that's your passage into the next area.
We have to make Arnold commit suicide on Pluto.
On Pluto, yeah, you do. Girl, that's a booty hole.
Girl, that's a booty hole.
And you charge through. I think that, I mean, describe it, but you make it through that sphincter. The goats are going to follow you, but who's leading the charge?
I will go last.
It sounds like a SPACEHOG thing to do, to charge first into the sphincter.
Yeah. SPACEHOG is just going to treat that sphincter like it's the point, and he's going to capture that big old sphincter. So he's going to rev up his mini. Well, hold on. You know what? I think. Well, is there any? Are there any bad guys around the sphincter?
Oh yeah, you're getting through you're getting past the goats.
Okay.
These mega bus goats.
Yeah, I'm gonna shatter that sphincter first. So I'm going to make the ground quake with a devastating attack that destroys the environment around you, 2 harm to all near enemies, and 1 to all close enemies.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say that's going to buy you some space from the goats.
Okay.
They aren't dead, but they aren't going to be able to follow you into the next area immediately. So good news for you.
Okay.
As you bust through them guts. The Demiurge's body doesn't work like ours. It's not, the large intestine is connected to the small, is connected to the stomach, is connected to wherever. You just kind of bust out the sphincter, and all of a sudden you're in a large, American Southwest Badlands, Looney Tunes, Roadrunner and Coyote. That's what I'm trying to think of. Except it's bones.
Okay.
Like a rib cage. And instead of a harsh desert sun, what blocks the sky is a massive undulating organ. You are given to understand you find yourself in the chest cavity of the Demiurge beneath its beating heart.
We can do some damage here.
The goats, they'll make their way past that quivering sphincter sooner or later, but within the heart, some of the bones reach into the sky, others crumble before you, and as they do, they break down into smaller bones that reform into a larger skeleton. You've faced one of these before, but not 4 of them. Skeletal dragons crash in front of you, kicking up fleshy blood dust from your surroundings. It sucks. So we've got 4 skeletal dragons. Eventually, 2 of these mega goats are going to get up in there.
All right. Well, considering how many enemies and the fact that these are the dragons like we faced the first time, I'd like to go ahead and give our allies a bit of a leg up with Voice Like a Horny Angel, so everybody will get their free reroll.
Wunderbar.
I will take my 2 off of there, and I suppose I will do a basic attack to one of the dragons ahead of us.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead and make that savvy roll.
A 4 and a 5.
All right, you succeed. You land this explosive, holy Infernal Note. So that does do extra damage because the skeletal is well, it was going to do extra damage no matter what. So that's how this shit works.
Truly, I'm becoming an entire band unto myself with just one instrument, baby.
You fuck up one of them. He looks extremely bad. The ones right next to it take a dusting of your nasty little note. The fourth one's just sort of chilling, but it didn't really hit the other.
Still not half bad. I think that'll probably be it, yeah.
All right. SPACEHOG, Luke, there are still 4 skeletal dragons. One of them looks extremely bad.
I am going to use Bloody Arc on the skeletal dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Try to, loosen them up a little bit.
Okay. How much harm does that do?
That is 1 harm to all near enemies.
Okay. So I'm going to say with that, you can get up in the 3 that have just taken a hit.
Okay.
That one dragon that was the focus of the attack earlier now looks really bad. The other 2 not looking so great. And then, of course, there's still one untouched further back.
Then I'm going to concentrate my fire on the one that looks good.
All right. The one's totally not hit.
Okay. Yes.
Give me a strength.
All right. Do I get a reroll? Yeah, voice like a horny
Yes,
angel.
you
Yes.
have
Okay.
your voice like a horny angel reroll.
All right. So I rolled a 4, the highest one. I'm going to reroll. All right. Well, I'm stuck with a 4, so 4 is my highest roll.
Okay. So what happens is you look at the one further away and you kind of lock eyes with each other. As you start revving your chain gun, it starts revving its fire breath. You just sort of blast each other. And instead of like an anime where the 2 things meet and then sort of stop in the middle, they continue passing through each other. It is hit with bullets in the mouth. You are hit by skeletal fire. You take a zig 3 harm.
Okay.
And now it's Luke, the character's turn.
Correct.
Luke is going to line up his 2 hands together. That way he can see through the holes inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then do the new advanced Crucifixorious. It's extra sacrilegious. And that is a 6. So there was 4 dragons, which means that is over the number. So they all take 4 damage
Shit.
from magical nails.
I keep underestimating how powerful you each are. The dragons explode in a shower of sacrilegious nails of was there a specific kind of wood that the cross was made from?
I think it might have been ash.
Wow, how apropos for these dragons, because the scent of ash wood like splinters just kind of fills the chamber as they all disintegrate into nothing, into, let's say, 4 of them. Everyone get back 3 health and 3 energy.
Hot dog. Apparently, some people think it was made out of pine. Some people think it was all made out of different wood, and I feel like that's going too far into we're going to do a retroactive retcon story about where all the wood from the cross came from.
Yeah, that's some National Treasure level shit. So I think what this looks like for SPACEHOG is that he is going to take 2 pieces of, he's going to make some quick bone bread out of the skeletal dragons and make 2 pieces of bread and then put a piece of offal between it and eat it like a sandwich.
He does that in the span of 5 seconds because that's the game we're playing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing a 90s FPS, not your little aughts. No,
he runs over a first aid kit. No, he runs over a plus sign that happens to be there.
yes.
I'm teabagging one of these dragons.
Simply find some wall chicken,
I want to find a hat so I can throw like Odd Job, even though we all agreed not to play Odd Job.
As if in response to the sacrilegious display, the heart that rests top of the ceiling, well, not rest, especially not now, just beats faster and faster, and you see cysts and boils forming on it. Now large chunks of flesh begin raining down towards the ground, and amid the horrible squelching sound, you see is that a giant arrow made out of light, and it fires directly towards Luke.
The fact that God has ulcers makes a lot of sense.
Luke, take 3 harm.
No, shut up. Farmer's sake.
Okay, cool. Use your energy. The goats bust through the sphincter. Everyone give me 1d6.
Oh,
We'll see if you escape in this chamber.
5.
Oh boy.
I rolled a 5.
oof, I got a 1.
And a 2.
All right. Each of you fire off towards the heart as it's beginning to rain down on you. It bleeds. You hear like a squealing, but you have not found your way out of this chamber just yet.
We have to figure out how to get up there.
And now surrounding you, after having fallen from the ceiling, crank up the numbers.
Oh,
10 celestial cysts, convulsing, quivering,
Oh, disgusting.
beating in time with the giant heart.
Yeah!
And the 2 mega goats, who have taken a little damage.
okay.
already.
So does one of us want to do AOE damage first? Because I can do better if there's fewer enemies, but still a few of them.
Yeah, so Spacehog is going to shatter again, do some AoE damage,
Okay.
just run up into the thick of it and like do like the Incredible Hulk, jump up in the air real high and then slam the ground down with both hands.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can hit a total of 5 cysts and a goat with that action.
Okay.
The cysts spurt and sputter and don't look great, and neither does that one goat who sort of collapses to 3 knees. He's got 6 legs.
Spider goat.
6 vaginas.
Maybe more. Imagine.
We have fun here in hell.
Okay, wait, that's the end of his turn, right?
He has not taken an action.
Spacehog is going to rev up his minigun and fire into, I guess, some of the remaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. I totally misheard you. I thought you said you were firing into the ground to propel yourself, and I was very
No, I said firing into the crowd.
crap. Got it. Okay.
Doing a little TF2, rocket jumping.
Maggots!
R.I.P.
Rick May, this one's for you.
What'd you get?
Oh, sorry about that. I rolled 6 as my highest.
You shred through 2 of the cysts. There's squealing, screeching, that sort of like a saw on metal noise. Bandsaw, there we go. Like a bandsaw cutting through the little too thick piece of aluminum. There are now 3 cysts that have been cut down a bit by Spacehog, 1 goat that has been hurt by a Spacehog, 5 untouched cysts, and 1 still kind of hurt goat.
Right, let me jump in here and do a little more damage. And I'll drag my bow across the strings of my violin and play another round of Shred to Ribbons to unleash a Bruto solo and inflict 1 harm on all close and near enemies.
Okay, so the 3 that were already hurt squeal and squelch all kinds of other SQU sounds. It's bad,
Squibble.
but they're not gone just yet. Other 7 quiver. They didn't like it. That hurt, but it didn't destroy them.
Not quite enough.
Not quite enough. The 1 goat that was hurt before looks like it can barely stand. And then the other goat just looks half as good as it used to.
And once that's finished, I'm going to turn back around to the 2 goats, and I'm going to attack the one that looks weaker.
All right. Give me that savvy.
That is a 1 and a 5.
Well, luckily you got a 5.
Yeah.
And you were attacking the goat that was hurt the most?
Yes, the weaker of the 2 goats. I assume that they're standing close to each other, but still.
The ghostess with the mostest.
I want that goat dead.
I'm okay with saying that, because you killed them fucking both. The first one explodes in the shrapnel of its multiple... I didn't describe this before, but it has 4 horns, because that's fucking sick, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of them goes directly into the eye of the other goat, and it dies.
Well, that takes care of our little chasers.
Which leaves a total of 8 cysts. 5 hurt a little bit. 3 of them hurt really bad.
So Luke quickly does a spin around looking through his hands, and you see just like a bunch of like informational bubbles pop up as he does this, like he's scanning all of them before doing a Crucifixorious. And that is a 3, so only 3 of them are going to take 2 harm.
Okay, which do you want to go for the ones that are on their last legs?
Yeah, weaker.
Okay, they grow arms and only for the express purpose of being crucified, as they are nailed to crosses by your hand.
So it goes.
They wither and die.
And then Luke is going to go up to one of the healthy ones with the holy stigmalers and say, "That's the T, cyst," and punch it.
Give me a... I'm going to say give me a savvy roll, because you went for a one-liner.
Work it, Hunty.
5 top.
Okay. With a 5, you God hand this cyst. What kind of punch was it?
Oh, it's actually a pinch. Like you squeeze it, you pop it.
Oh, gross. Ew, dude. Ew, you take 1 harm because it got on you. You rolled good, but then you said something bad.
I tried to do it, and it popped, but then it just went through the hole in the hand.
Take another harm.
You're just making it worse.
Much like in reality, God is angry at Luke.
All right, you take... But luckily, you did just kill a bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
Everyone gains, let's say, 3 energy and 1 health.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm back up to full energy.
The heart above you beats faster and faster. The cysts beat in time with it, and before you know it, the pulses, the sound that it makes rise in like a bass that you feel in your gut, in your chest, in your diaphragm. Everyone take 3 harm.
Oh no!
Okay.
Does that kill Luke?
Yeah, that'll bring me down because you were grossed out by my good bits.
Well, so no one's died before. The way you are going to respawn in the next area, and you do still get to contribute to the end of round roll.
Okay.
There are 2 respawns remain. So you get 3 respawns per session, essentially. You're going to use 1, but it's cool. It's all right. So it's okay to die. Finally fucking killed one of you.
Luke will remember this.
You finally got it.
But before we get to that little roll, the heart is going to continue channeling the powers of Raphael, and it's like fleshy spores are dripping down from the ceiling now, and they coalesce on the cysts. They reform, and they look better than ever.
Oh no, he is good at machines.
Don't know if these would be considered machines exactly, but oh no.
Sorry, I just got a text from my bank, so I was distracted.
Getting a text from their bank, getting a text from their bank, getting a text from their bank.
I got a text from my bank, 1d6.
Let's make that roll now. 6.
That is a 3 for me.
I rolled a 3.
Aha!
That's 12 only.
Not quite enough.
It sure is. The cysts continue to vibrate around the 2 of you. No further enemies have spawned, but there's still 4 fleshy little, big fleshy, nasty, like the Langoliers. That's what I was trying to think of.
Ooh.
Is that anything for anybody? The Langoliers?
Yeah, that's the book where Stephen King is afraid of Irish people.
Is that what that is?
Have you not read The Langoliers?
No, I've watched the Langoliers.
Oh, well, the TV show, or like the TV adaptation is totally different.
Where they... So this... I don't believe you.
No, there's the aliens from space that come into the town. They start transforming people and making them more like them. But then you find out that Stephen King is just afraid of Irish.
Oh, no. That's a different Stephen King story.
Oh, that's the Tommy Knockers where he's afraid of Irish.
Yeah, that's the Tommy Knockers. Yeah, because the wife starts to become Irish.
And then she has too many babies, and so they have to make them meet up with the other race from space, where they don't have enough babies, and their genetics are like too similar, so they can't actually breed anymore, and so the 2 groups have to meet up together.
So there's 4 celestial cysts remaining, and only the STRATTI and SPACEHOG are alive.
Well, shit.
I believe in you all, but I'm dead.
You picked up his the dang respawn badge. You're good.
Suppose we'll find him later. In the meantime, these celestial cysts, I want to shred them to ribbons once again.
I'm gonna say they've sort of encroached a little bit, grown towards each other, however you want to put it. You're able to hit them all. They clearly didn't like it that much.
Not enjoying that much. Just the 4 of them, and were any of them particularly more damaged than any of the others?
No, because they had been healed this last turn.
Healed. All right. So I'll just aim for one in the middle and strum my instrument once more and try to blow it up.
Give me that savvy.
Savvy. That is a highest roll is a 6.
Okay, yeah, you strike the middle one, and you're able to hurt the two right next to it. The one that you hit in the first place explodes. It's bad. It deflates. Like, part of it grows before it explodes, and it explodes out of that area, if that's making visceral sense.
Ooh, like a water balloon, but not a satisfying one.
Yes.
A worse one. A horrible one, really.
Yes, exactly. The other two look bad, and then there's one that doesn't look as bad as the other two, for a total of 3 remaining celestial cysts.
All right. I'm going to use Bloody Arc and, take care of the cysts that aren't looking so hot.
Yeah, that does it. You cut right through them.
Okay, and then I'm going to fire Sasha at the one that looks slightly better.
Give me that strength.
I rolled a 5.
It is now pudding. Where once there was a cyst, there is now pinkish, slimish, pussy mess. No one liked it.
The inside of the Demiurge is disgusting.
Speaking of which, the heart continues to beat and beat. With every beat, you feel the floor beneath you quake, and you see rising with every beat sort of like statuesque forms. One form continues to build mass, and you find it as if it's trying to imitate one SPACEHOG 64, and the other. What if burning fire hair was made of, flesh? What if that?
Oh, bad.
That's what you're seeing as a dark vision of Via STRATTI appears as well.
Good thing I'm dead.
Good thing you're dead. There are now 2 fallen grinders.
Don't have to bear witness to this mistake.
But you may be able to escape them if everybody rolls good on this 1d6.
If we all roll good on this d6.
Well, we only get 1d6? Okay.
Just the one. Right, that time I got a 5.
4.
Luke, you still get to join.
I think Luke still rolls.
I only got a 2.
Fuck.
We're stuck here.
You are. But now you are here with 2 fallen fleshy grinders.
Tasty, honestly.
One of them looks like SPACEHOG, one of them looks like Via STRATTI.
Oh, deplorable. I immediately turn and just start attacking mine. Soundwave blast, motherfucker.
Give me that savvy. Oh, sorry, you also got 3 energy back.
Okay.
You go over, don't you, if you get more? Or is it just capped at?
Let's say you go over, because it's the final boss.
Yeah, all right.
Fair enough. So that savvy roll, highest roll was a 6.
All right. They don't have that much health. You fucking exploded.
I take one look at my own face with like flesh and bone in places it shouldn't be, and I simply explode it, actually. No, I don't think so.
You pluck your single note, and clearly this grinder is out of sync as it went for its flesh violin just a nanosecond later than you did. And it harmonizes, it vibrates, you see it. I know there's another word besides harmonize that I'm forgetting here.
Divine concordance of the Yaya sisterhood.
Yes, that. No, it explodes though. This leaves only the SPACEHOG fallen grinder.
All right. And does this SPACEHOG also have a machine gun?
Yeah, but it looks like it's made of equal parts guts, bones, and hair.
All right, so SPACEHOG yells, "There can only be one," as he revs up his machine gun and unleashes 3 to 6.
Yeah, you with a 6. Yeah, you fill it full of bullets. It doesn't quite die, but lightning arcs off of it, and I'm gonna give you a +1 on this upcoming get out of here roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, just a wave of blood splashes over SPACEHOG 64, and he just keeps a stoic face and then licks it off of his lips, spits some of it out on the ground disrespectfully.
The heart above you pulses and emits more divine light. Unfortunately, you see the holes that you filled SPACEHOG flesh, space flesh, 60 flesh with pop out like really cool scenes in X-Men with Wolverine. Reforms over itself. He's healed up. But everyone give me 1d6. Eric, give a +1 on yours.
All right. Fuck, I got a 1.
4.
Well, 4. I got a 2. So
I got a 5.
5 plus 4. No, that's only 11. Shit.
We're still trapped.
My cat's been singing the cutest little song. his little
Oh.
I woke up and I didn't see anybody song.
Meow, meow, meow.
But you failed.
That's a solid chant.
This will be the last round in the ribcage chamber.
Someone's being optimistic.
No, because we do 6. You leave on the 6th.
We just had the opportunity to get out of here earlier, and we didn't. We couldn't quite do it.
Couldn't quite do it. But there's still just one fleshy space hog in here, and that's the only enemy. So, in fact, what I'm just going to say is, how does it look as you shred him to absolute fleshy confetti in sort of a cool tandem moment for Strati and Space Hog?
How about this? I'll let you set it up, and then I have a pretty badass idea on how to finish it off.
Okay. Well, in that case, Strati is in a way going to go low, kind of cut a bringer string down, and simply remove his legs from the equation. And so in that moment, he is simply floating there before gravity takes a hold of him, and Space Hog can do what he needs.
So Space Hog walks over to his doppelganger who's trying to crawl away, but he just grabs him up by his head, palms it like a fucking basketball with one hand, and with the other hand just lets his minigun rip.
So under his chin.
Yeah, I was thinking through the chest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just left with the head and what remains of the spine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as the sound of the whirring minigun mixes with the unholy but also very holy violin, the room shakes and quakes, and the heart bursts and leaks and falls from the ceiling. It brings with it what, maybe when you got here you thought was sky, but is clearly also another layer of skin and fat, and falls towards you. The spine seems to get, I'm trying to think of how to describe. So it's quaking, it's falling apart. From underneath you see a spinal vertebrate, vertebrae. One is a vertebrae and animals are vertebrates. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, vertebrae.
Anyway, that vertebrae forms a tunnel. In that tunnel you see Luke.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you're back. Good.
It's like Left 4 Dead when a fallen survivor just happens to be trapped in a closet.
Extremely.
Yeah.
But in the escape, Space Hog and Strati, you do take some damage. Both of you take 2 harm.
Okay.
As you head through the spine, through the spinal column, through the spinal cord, travel on electric impulses and star stuff. It's like the scale is starting to get weird. This feels like it's bigger than you can comprehend, but also smaller. It's taking up everything in your sight, but also it's a pinprick on a white sheet of paper. You have entered the mind of the Demiurge. If you focus, you can see that you're standing on neurons and nerve endings branching electricity from one to the other. You can also see within that hordes starting to approach you from above and below. You can see above you 3 blood Valkyries making their descent. Below you, more blood Valkyries.
Blood Valkyries and more blood Valkyries.
Toe to tip, that's a blood Valkyrie.
A total of 6 of them, 3 above, 3 below.
Chinky. Well, gang, looks like this is our final Huska before we go and meet the big old man entity Demiurge. So I have a question for the two of you.
Yes?
Do you think we can do this?
I'm certainly not going to stop playing until we do.
You've both proven yourself to be worthy warriors, and I think if we survived this, we can survive anything.
I mean, yeah, I died again and I came back, so. Hell yeah, gang. Let's get riggedy rolling. And I'm going to start off by doing a Crucifixorious at those blood Valkyries. That is a 6, my friend.
Nice. Okay.
So 6 targets take 2 damage.
That is the number of blood Valkyries that there are.
Hot dog.
Oh.
And then, sorry, what else were there beyond blood Valkyries that are nearby?
No, just 6 blood Valkyries making their approach on you from above and below.
I just want to yell up at them and say, hey, we don't need to do this. We don't want to make you have to fight, and I understand if that's your whole thing, but I think you could probably experience other parts of your life that you might enjoy more, or you're not necessarily like. We could have a philosophical debate. How does that sound? Can I roll savvy for that?
Yes, you may roll savvy.
I got 2 6s, a 1 and a 2, my friend.
One of the blood Valkyries above you sort of cocks her head.
Have you heard about this thing called Wife City? You would do great there.
She drops down She is now just face to face with you, but is more intrigued than anything else. She will not be attacking this turn.
Cool.
Actually got her interested.
Hey, I'm getting married, so apparently I have some skill.
Fair.
Fair enough.
But 5 Blood Valkyries are not interested.
There is only one way to debate with Blood Valkyries, says SPACEHOG as he cracks his knuckles. Then he runs up and just uses the shatter power in the middle of him.
All right, yeah, you're able to get... Stuff's weird here. So from below, as you even think to yourself, like, oh, I'll just get close to them and I'll be able to stomp in the middle of them, sort of gravity shifts as if to assist you. What seemed like a sheer wall of nerve endings is now your floor. You run towards them and are able to shatter the 3, quote unquote, below where you started. That sucked. They didn't like it. They look, let's say, a third as good as they did.
All right. Then I am going to... Well, I can't use another power, right?
Yo, you can use as many powers as you'd like. You just get 1 action.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to use Bloody Arc.
Yeah, that does 1.
Yes, 1 harm.
Oh, they all hated that. That sucks, but they're not quite dead.
All right.
I think it's a solid JoJo theme song. No, that's Bloody Stream. Shit.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Bloody tears, I'm in Barkerville. And then I use Needs Must. And I take the closest Blood Valkyrie to me and throw it at the next closest one.
They explode against each other. That shouldn't happen.
And then I rev up my machine gun and take out who's left.
Strength roll.
I got 555s.
Yeah, I mean, all you had to do was not miss. This one disintegrates into sparks and ash. There are 3 Blood Valkyries remaining. One of them is not going to be acting this turn. 2 of them are still making their descent towards you.
Their descent towards us. And here in this strange reality that is the Demiurge's brain, here in a world of electricity and thought and strings, I will make this place sing. And I tune my instrument and shred the ribbons. Do harm to the Valkyries that remain, which there are 3 of them, yes?
Yes. With that shred to ribbons, they all look half as good as they did.
And I'll take a step forward and aim my bow at the 2 that are still descending, who still intend to attack.
Yes, they do.
I will explode one of them.
Savvy roll me.
With a squeal from my instrument. Oh, baby. A 2 and a... Where'd it go? Oh, 5.
Oh, okay. It's like 2? No, but a 5.
A 5 will do it.
A 5 does great. And they're above you. They haven't quite reached your level yet. So you strike one with that sound, and it's like you hit her in the brainstem. She ceases movement, ears bleed, and then her head explodes. The shrapnel from the head explosion hurting her remaining active comrade, who not looking too hot. Looks really shitty, but is still active.
Still up.
Yep. And she's going to come for you, seeing where that sound emanated from. Yeah, she's coming at you with her lightning spear. Going to try and come at you right into your heart. She's going to do 3 harm, and she's right up in your face. You can see that she's barely holding herself up.
Admittedly, that hurt, so I'm still up and still going.
Everyone's going to get from the kills 4 energy and 2 health.
Yay!
2 Valkyries are remaining. One of them still just looking at Luke with curiosity. And the Demiurge is going to act. You see lightning pulse from one neuron to one nerve to the other, to back and forth. Bzz, 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 and finally erupting in a cloud of lightning it's affecting everything. Everyone takes 1 harm as the Demiurge channels Dagon in his creeping death.
Lots of electricity here in the brain.
Everyone roll 1d6.
6.
5.
That'll be a 4.
Ha ha!
Yeah, so tell me how you all team up to destroy the brain of the Demiurge.
Can I create an image using my holy gauntlets?
What's the image?
It's the bad meme that I shared you yesterday.
Why is this? No, you can't. I'm going to say you can't.
Executive decision, no.
Yeah, no, you cannot create 4 edited panels of Chainsaw Man. A bad discussion transposed in. You can't do that. So instead, SPACEHOG is going to tell me what he did. And Luke can go last.
Space Hog uses his big meaty fists and punches a hole in the brain. Then he, hopefully for the last time tonight, just shoves the end barrel inside that hole he made. And
Yeah, okay. And as you punch a hole through the brain, it feels like you're punching a hole through the air, through space in front of you. Clearly, even though this is a literal brain, it also occupies a metaphorical space. You successfully empty rounds into the brain of God. Via STRATTI, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. After being struck by that lightning that came pulsing through the neurons that are basically all around us, Fio's gonna look at this Valkyrie that is still up in her shit, take her instrument, and strum a long, continuous note and try to get... I know we were literally complaining about having no other word for this, but is going to try and get this entire brain, all of these neurons to vibrate and harmonize with this one horrid note.
Yeah, yes. It's long, it's low.
I will make this break sing.
It sucks. You can see the Valkyrie clenching her teeth as they start to shatter.
It's like the equivalent of having nails on a chalkboard inside your brain happening.
And Luke, you're given one more chance.
To do something to the Demiurge brain?
Yes.
Luke's going to piss in it?
Yeah, I love that. That's
Yes.
Thank you.
Drops Trow and let's go.
Yeah, do you fully drop Trow, or do you just like you're at a urinal undo your fly?
I mean, I don't normally use urinals, so I'm going full Trow drop.
Yeah.
What is that little car decal that fucking everybody has?
Calvin.
Where it's the guy pissing off?
Calvin, yeah.
Yeah, Calvin.
But with
It's
his
just that.
pants around his ankles.
Yeah,
And also a 12-foot Blood Valkyrie next to me.
Yep.
just watching.
And it's like, remember that Mythbusters about the third rail? Don't pee on it. What if it was in reverse and the lightning came from you?
Piss lightning on Sam's brain.
Sam, are you saying that fictional Luke's dick shoots lightning?
What I'm saying is that in this space, as the neurons fire off electricity and as you're standing on them, you become a conductor, and then your piss corrupts the electricity.
Wonderful. I'm full of electrolytes.
And space around you quivers and crunches, and it becomes a blinding light and a deafening sound, and then it's quiet. It's a sort of quiet that isn't actually possible in the world unless you are in a real vacuum. Not even a sensory deprivation tank submerging yourself under the water could buy you this kind of silence. And then there is a single point in this white void, and the single point becomes larger, and this point becomes a line, and this line becomes a shape, becomes a three-dimensional shape, becomes four-dimensional as time is added back into the equation. And then we pan away from a sort of sped up evolution of being, and we can see now that you all are watching this through the window in the very boring room with Manny Vids.
Is the 12-foot tall Blood Valkyrie there?
No, she was having a really bad time with the everything.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
The whole reality stopping and stuff.
Hashtag mood.
Manny, I'm sorry I tried to bring you back a potential girlfriend.
Oh, that's awfully nice. But it's okay. As you can see, creation has reset itself. And, well, you know, I didn't really tell you this because I didn't think you'd succeed. But whatever world is made from here on out, it can't involve us. Well, first we're going to start by taking the Demiurge's place, and then he flips up a panel on his boring desk as you see a timer counting down. But we can't allow for anything like the Demiurge to happen again. So we'll take ourselves out of the equation and creation will live on without us. But I'll let you all leave your final mark on creation itself. And while no one will know it was you, your presence shall be felt forevermore.
I see.
I know it's a really open-ended question, but SPACEHOG, how do you leave your mark on creation?
I think SPACEHOG just jams his giant tooth in the ground, and I think he was carrying a piece of cloth with this certain sigil on it and ties it around his dragon tooth bone sword and jams it in the ground.
Yeah, and as you do that in the boring room, we sort of really, it's a really cool transition. It's a matte shot. There we go. It's full Kubrick. As you slam the bone down, we see a sort of rock formation slam itself into existence on the earth below, with a draping waterfall sort of matching that bit of cloth. And we see in its shadow hunter-gatherers, people starting to settle down. This will be a seat of civilization.
Hopefully one that doesn't think gladiatorial combat is a good idea.
Yeah, everyone in the growing up in the shadow of this tooth formation thinks that, just show strength. Why not?
Yeah, and slavery is fucking whack.
Also, yes, you should only be a gladiator.
And I feel like this would be like when SpaceHog sticks that tooth in the ground, like the opening notes of "In the Meantime" by SpaceHog start to play, because that's what happened at the end of Fanboys, I believe.
Via STRATTI, how do you leave your mark on creation?
How do I leave my mark on all of creation? I suppose there really is no other choice. And she takes up her instrument, and instead of wielding it as a weapon, finally wields it as nothing more than an instrument and plays a tune.
Yeah, and for the first time since we've seen Via STRATTI, it's just a violin sound. There is no mystical accompaniment. There is no visual component. It's just a nice tune. And we do the audio equivalent of a match cut. And a bird is singing, and it's joined, but it's matching your tune exactly. And we see sort of early. I almost said humanity. I don't know if these are humans, but let's just say this early sort of hominid cock their head at this tune and make marks in the ground as if beginning notation.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, how do you leave your mark on creation?
I'm going to hit that big old button that says "Become Demiurge."
I shouldn't have had that button.
God damn it.
Listen, that last guy, weak shit. I know how to make it work.
I mean, that's where we end it. I think you smash the button and we smash cut to end credits. Thank you all for playing. This has been Hell Grinders. Again, this is a game by Ken Lowry and Rachel Stevens. Please buy it on bannerlessgames.itch.io or positronicwoman.itch.io. Also, donate money to local trans supporting organizations, whether that's a shelter, whether that's a clinic, whatever you can do is very much appreciated.
Direct action. It kicks ass.
Mm-hmm.
It kicks so much ass.
Hell yeah.
And I've been your Hellmaster. Thanks for sticking with us. We're cruising on to the end of the show. I'm never going to DM an episode again.
A bold assumption there, Sam.
I will DM another episode, I'm sure.
Potentially.
Yeah, thanks also for sticking through this super episode, as I now see this was. But I'm glad I planned for it that way. Goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
And now.
In the end, we shall perceive in time the thing we call life.
You've been listening to RPG Pals Club. I am Luke, your game master. You can find this podcast at rpgpals.club or on our Twitter, which is RPG Pals Club. We hope that you have enjoyed this return to Waterdeep Dragon Heist, as we are getting close to the end of Gary's vision. It's only taken us 56 episodes? No, 57. Yeah, 56 or so episodes to get to the big finale.
10 days and 56 episodes.
Yeah. So look forward to what is coming up in the future.
I'm curious to whatever it is.
More guns. We all get a gun.
It's just Shadowrun now.
Campaign 2, we get guns.
Even Barry.
Bow, bow! I have plans and thoughts.
All right.
Yeah. So look forward to that. Leave us reviews. You know the whole spiel. It means a lot. Also, like, if you enjoy the podcast, let us know on Twitter.
Eh.
And Yeah, Luke, your game master, can be found on Twitter at Koltreg. That's KOLTREG. I have a bunch of podcasts that are wrapped up, but also like the Exiled Annual is coming up soon. I did a Fallout Columbus set podcast where it sounds like that is also going to get a New Game Plus style sequel to it. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at Koltreg and check out all the shit that I do.
I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitter at Frunding_Loom. It's FROONDING_LOOM. And that's all I got to plug.
I'm Madison. I've been playing Koyos. And you can find me on Twitter at QuipsterRikuru, Rikuru spelled RIKURU. And pretty much everything I do will be linked through there. So, you know, it's a hub of sorts. Have fun.
I've been Eric, aka Rhythm Bastard. You can find me on my website, rhythmbastard.rocks. Rock so hard I had to put it in the URL. You can also support me monthly by going to my Patreon at patreon.com/rhythmbastard. I record new music, I record covers, and hopefully a visual novel that's going to act as sort of a prequel to this little campaign we've been doing. You can also support me by going to my Bandcamp page at rhythmbastard.bandcamp.com or on my Threadless store at shop.rhythmbastard.rocks.
I'm Gina Dazer. I'm on Twitter occasionally at adaser, ADASER. I'm working on some pretty big projects right now, but mostly in the physical space. Look forward to those in the future. And just take care of yourselves, show care for yourselves and others, and have some cocoa. 'Tis the season.
Hi, I'm Sahoni. You can find me on Twitter at Sahoni_stuff. That's SAHONI_stuff, where you can see me talk about my other podcast, Bargaining Points Memo, which is a semi-weekly current events comedy podcast where we look at the news and scream, but in a funny way. You can also find links to my shop, bramblewolfgames.itch.io, because my game is finally launched. That's right. You can go get Exceptionals, a game about community, activism, and kinetic I-beams right now. It's been selling pretty well. I'm currently working on a setting book for it with some extra protocols for more character options, which you can support the development of on my Patreon, which is Bramblewolf Games on Patreon. You know, I have community copies if you are a marginalized person or a poor person for whom the $15 would be too much of a burden for. And you can even sponsor extra community copies through tips and support on my Patreon.
And yeah, that kind of wraps things up. Thank you. Welcome back to the entire party being together. Thank you again to Jen Overstreet for stepping in on the previous arc. And keep an eye out. Keep healthy. Keep safe. Keep happy as much as possible. And thank you for listening. Catch you on the flip mode.
Bye.
Bye.
And Luke became the god. It was really, really bad.
For round 2, we all make new characters, and this time we kill Luke.
Yes, finally.